Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are setting sail for Morocco. Not for a vacation, though. For a deep dive into their booming maritime trade.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, we've got this report, Agence Nationale des Ports, Croissance Maritime du Maroc. And let me tell you, it is packed with fascinating insights.
Oh, yeah, I actually just took a look at that myself. And
You ready to explore this with me?
absolutely, I think you'll
Okay.
find this one especially interesting. We're not just talking about ships and cargo here.
Right.
We're talking about how Morocco is strategically using its ports to become a major player on the global trade stage.
Okay, so that makes sense, right? Over 95% of Morocco's foreign trade happens through its ports, according to the report.
Yeah.
Which makes them pretty vital to the nation's economy. But what makes Morocco such a maritime hotspot in the first place? I mean, what do they have that other countries don't?
Well, think about it geographically. Morocco sits right at the crossroads of Europe, Africa, and the Atlantic Ocean, with over 3,500 kilometers of coastline. They've got direct access to some of the busiest shipping routes in the world. That's a huge advantage for any country looking to make it big in global trade.
So it's like they're holding prime real estate in the world of shipping,
Exactly.
and they're not letting it go to waste.
Not at all. And the National Ports Agency, or ANP, has been instrumental in modernizing Morocco's ports to make them even more attractive to those global shipping companies.
Yeah, the report highlights some pretty major upgrades, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Like what stood out to you?
We're talking large-scale expansion projects in key ports like Casablanca, Jorf, Lasfar, and Agadir, specifically designed to accommodate the massive cargo ships that dominate global trade today.
So they're thinking big.
Oh, yeah, but it's not just about size.
Mm.
The ANP has been really smart about incorporating technology to boost efficiency. They've implemented what are called smart port management systems.
Okay, so what exactly does that mean? Smart sounds great,
Right.
but break it down for me.
Basically, it involves using technology like automated cranes, sensors, and data analytics to streamline every aspect of port operations, from loading and unloading cargo to managing traffic flow and even predicting potential delays.
Oh, wow.
This kind of automation is key to making Morocco's ports more competitive on that global stage.
So they're not just bigger, they're faster and more efficient.
Exactly. Less time in port means lower costs for shipping companies,
Yeah.
which makes them more likely to choose Morocco.
Makes sense. Now, speaking of efficiency, the report brought up a really interesting example, the Tanger Med port.
Ah, yes, Tangermed.
Kind of like the crown jewel of Morocco's maritime strategy, isn't it?
You could say that it's a prime example of their success in attracting major global players. While Tangermed is managed separately, it very much aligns with the ANP's vision of making Morocco a regional hub.
Right.
They've got specialized terminals for all sorts of cargo, containers, bulk goods, hydrocarbons, you name it.
Wow.
It's a one-stop shop for global trade, and that's a big draw for international companies.
And the numbers back that up right. The report mentioned a pretty significant increase in trade volume flowing through Morocco's ports.
Huge jump in traffic, and that's directly linked to these modernization efforts. It's really impressive. Morocco is not just participating in global trade, they're becoming a force to be reckoned with.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're open for business and we're serious about it, but okay, let's talk tech. I was blown away by this thing called PortNet. It seemed like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
PortNet is a game changer, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's an electronic single-window system that the ANP implemented. Imagine having one platform that connects everything in the port. Customs, logistics, you name it.
So like everything is just all in one place.
It's all digital, all streamlined, all in real time.
So no more endless paperwork and waiting around for approval.
Exactly. And that's why it's been so successful. Think about it. Faster customs clearance, real-time tracking of shipments, transparency every step of the way, and of course, significant cost reductions.
Right.
All of these benefits make Moroccan ports incredibly appealing to businesses.
Yeah. It's not just about convenience. It's about saving time and money,
Right.
which are huge factors in international trade. And, it's not just making their own ports better. PortNet is setting a benchmark for digital port management across Africa. It's pretty groundbreaking stuff.
It is. And they've even received international recognition for their innovation.
So they're winning awards for being digitally savvy. That's amazing. But there's another side to this success story, isn't there? I mean, we're living in a world where sustainability is more important than ever, especially when it comes to global trade.
Yeah.
What's Morocco doing on that front?
That's a great question. And you'll be pleased to know that Morocco is very much aware of the importance of making their ports eco-friendly. They're integrating renewable energy sources like solar and wind power directly into their port infrastructure.
Okay.
And they're not just stopping there. They've got some really innovative initiatives in place.
Yeah, the report mentioned these things called shore power systems that sound pretty futuristic to me.
Yeah.
What are those all about?
Shore power is a really clever solution to reduce emissions from ships while they're docked. Basically, it allows ships to plug into the electrical grid at the port and shut off their diesel engines, which are major polluters.
Oh, wow. So instead of just idling there.
Exactly. Imagine a whole port full of ships running on clean electricity instead of spewing out fumes that's the future Morocco is aiming for.
It's amazing how they're weaving sustainability into every aspect of their maritime strategy. It's like they're saying, yes, we want to be a global trade hub, but we're going to do it responsibly.
It's a forward-thinking approach that's definitely catching the attention of the international community.
But even with all this progress, I imagine there's still some challenges ahead, right? I mean, the world of global trade is incredibly competitive. What are some of the hurdles Morocco might face moving forward?
Well, you're right. The competition is fierce, especially from those megaports like Rotterdam or Dubai. Morocco needs to constantly innovate and invest to keep up with the big players. The report actually touches on some of these challenges. For example, as trade volumes continue to rise, there will be increasing pressure on their infrastructure. They need to be prepared to handle even more cargo in the future.
So how do they plan to tackle that? I mean, it's not like they can just keep expanding their ports indefinitely, right?
Yeah. That's where Morocco's Vision 2030 comes into play. It's a bold and ambitious plan that lays out their strategy for handling a projected 500 million tons of cargo annually.
Oh.
It involves expanding capacity, optimizing existing infrastructure, and forging strong public-private partnerships to fuel growth.
Public-private partnerships, so they're looking to work with businesses to achieve their goals.
Exactly, pooling resources and expertise to really make this vision a reality.
But what about the long-term challenges? Things like climate change and cybersecurity, are those on their radar?
Absolutely. Morocco is well aware of the potential impact of climate change on their coastal infrastructure. They're incorporating climate resilience into their planning, ensuring their ports can withstand rising sea levels and extreme weather events.
That's good.
And when it comes to cybersecurity, they understand that with increased digital integration comes increased risk. They're actively working on strengthening their defenses to protect PortNet and their entire digital infrastructure.
So they're thinking ahead, which is encouraging. They're not just focused on today, they're preparing for tomorrow's challenges as well.
Exactly, and that's what makes their story so compelling. It's not just about economic growth. It's about a nation strategically positioning itself for a sustainable and secure future in a rapidly changing world.
Well, it sounds like Morocco is sailing full speed ahead towards its maritime goals.
Yep.
But we're just getting started in the next part of our deep dive. We'll explore the social impact of Morocco's maritime rise and delve deeper into those future challenges and innovations they're facing. Stay tuned. You know, as we were diving into this report, something struck me. We've been talking a lot about cargo ships and trade volumes, but there's another dimension to Morocco's maritime rise that we haven't really touched on yet.
Right, yeah, we focus heavily on the economic side.
Exactly.
But there's a whole social aspect to consider as well.
It's not just about the goods moving through these ports, it's about the people too.
Yeah.
The report from the ANP, while detailed, doesn't really dive into this human element, does it?
It doesn't, and that's a missed opportunity, I think, because these ports are more than just economic engines. They're vital lifelines for communities all along Morocco's coast. Think about the thousands of jobs created, not just in port operations, but in related industries like fishing, shipbuilding, and tourism.
There's a ripple effect, right?
Exactly.
The success of the ports creates opportunities that extend far beyond the docks themselves.
Exactly. And let's not forget the tourism industry. Morocco's ports are gateways for travelers exploring the beauty and culture of North Africa.
Right.
Cruise ships, ferries, yachts, they all bring in revenue and contribute to the vibrancy of those coastal communities.
It's almost like those ports are bridges.
Yeah.
Connecting people and cultures across continents.
That's a great analogy. And just like any bridge, those ports require constant maintenance upgrades and a keen eye on the future, which brings us back to those challenges we were discussing earlier.
Right, the competition from megaports, the need to stay ahead of the curve in terms of technology and the looming impact of climate change. These are all factors Morocco needs to consider.
Absolutely. And let's add another layer to that. The world of trade itself is changing rapidly. The rise of e-commerce, for example, is putting immense pressure on ports to become even more efficient and flexible.
Because people want their stuff faster.
Consumers expect faster delivery times, which means the logistics behind global trade need to be lightning fast.
So it's not just about handling more cargo, it's about handling it smarter and faster.
Precisely. And Morocco needs to anticipate these trends if they want to maintain their competitive edge. They'll need to invest in the latest technologies, optimize their processes, and maybe even explore entirely new types of cargo handling facilities. Think automated warehouses, drone delivery systems, things like that.
It's like they need to be prepared for a future where speed and adaptability are paramount.
Yep.
And they need to do all this while maintaining their commitment to sustainability.
Yeah.
It's a tall order, wouldn't you say?
It is, but Morocco has shown a willingness to embrace both innovation and responsibility. Remember those green initiatives we talked about?
Yeah.
The solar and wind power systems, the shore power technology. That's a good indicator of their commitment to a more sustainable future.
I'm curious, though, about those renewable energy plans the ANP report mentioned, integrating solar and wind power into their ports.
Uh-huh.
What does that look like in practice? What's the scope of these initiatives?
Well, it goes beyond just installing a few solar panels here and there. Imagine entire port complexes powered by renewable energy, potentially even generating surplus energy that they could feed back into the grid.
Wow, that would be incredible. Not just reducing their own carbon footprint, but actually contributing to the clean energy transition.
Right.
It would send a powerful message to the world.
It would, and it aligns perfectly with Morocco's overall goal of becoming a leader in renewable energy. They have abundant sunshine and wind resources, so it makes sense for them to capitalize on those assets.
Okay, so let's switch gears for a moment and talk about cybersecurity.
Okay.
We touched on it earlier, but with this level of digital integration in their ports, it seems like a pretty big vulnerability, doesn't it? I mean, what happens if PortNet gets hacked or there's a major cyber attack?
That's a valid concern, and the consequences could be huge. We're not just talking about data breaches. A cyber attack on a port could disrupt global supply chains, cause massive financial losses, and even compromise national security.
So how can they protect themselves? What kind of safeguards are in place?
It's a multi-layer approach. They need robust cybersecurity infrastructure, constant monitoring for threats, and well-trained personnel who can respond quickly and effectively to any incidents. They also need to collaborate with international organizations to share intelligence and best practices because cyber threats are constantly evolving, so you can't just set it and forget it.
Right.
It's an ongoing battle.
And it's a battle they need to win, right? I mean, their entire vision of becoming a global maritime hub depends on a secure and reliable digital infrastructure.
Absolutely. Their success is intertwined with their ability to protect their systems and the data flowing through them.
You know, it makes you realize that investing in cybersecurity isn't just about protecting data.
Yeah,
It's about protecting the future of their economy and their nation as a whole.
exactly. And it goes beyond just technology. They need to create a culture of cybersecurity awareness among all stakeholders in their maritime sector, from port workers to government officials to shipping companies. Everyone needs to be vigilant and understand the importance of protecting their digital assets.
So it's a combination of technology training and collaboration all working together.
Precisely. And this collaborative approach extends beyond cybersecurity to achieve their ambitious goals. Morocco needs to foster strong partnerships with other nations and international organizations.
That makes sense. Global trade is all about cooperation and shared knowledge, right?
Think about the potential for joint research projects on sustainable shipping technologies, sharing best practices report management, and even collaborating on infrastructure development.
It's a win-win situation. By working together, they can create a more efficient, sustainable, and secure global maritime network that benefits everyone.
And this network is going to become increasingly crucial in a world facing complex challenges like climate change and geopolitical instability.
So Morocco's maritime rise isn't just about their own economic prosperity.
Right.
It's about contributing to a more stable and interconnected world.
Exactly. Their ports are gateways to a future where collaboration and innovation are essential for navigating the uncharted waters ahead.
It's an inspiring vision, and it really highlights the interconnectedness of our world, doesn't it?
It does.
What happens in Morocco's ports has ripple effects across the globe.
And it reminds us that even seemingly niche topics like port management can have profound implications for our shared future.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling quite optimistic about Morocco's maritime future. Their dedication to modernization, sustainability, and digital innovation is truly impressive. Of course, challenges lie ahead, but they seem well equipped to navigate them.
I agree. They've laid a strong foundation, and their vision for the future is bold and exciting. It'll be fascinating to see how it all unfolds.
Absolutely. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, but there's still more to explore in our final segment. We'll delve into some of the potential future innovations that could transform Morocco's maritime sector and consider the broader implications for global trade. Stay with us. As we've been unpacking all this information about Morocco's maritime strategy, it's really striking how closely it aligns with their overall national goals.
Oh, yeah, definitely a strong connection there.
What I'm seeing is this focus on economic growth, technological advancement, sustainability, and this ambition to establish themselves as a major player on the global stage. It seems like their maritime sector is a perfect reflection of these ambitions.
It's like a microcosm of Morocco's national aspirations playing out on the world's oceans. They're really leveraging their unique geographic location and maritime heritage to carve out this prominent role for themselves.
And they're not just talking about it, they're backing it up with concrete actions, the investments they're making in infrastructure, their embrace of digital technology like PortNet, that commitment to green initiatives. It all paints a picture of a nation that's determined to make its mark on the world.
It's a powerful message, and I think it resonates far beyond their own borders. It's almost like a blueprint for other developing nations who are looking to chart their own course in a rapidly changing world.
Definitely, it shows what's possible with strategic planning adaptability and a willingness to embrace both tradition and innovation. But speaking of innovation, it's got me thinking about what the future holds for Morocco's maritime sector. What kind of groundbreaking advancements might we see in the years to come?
Now that's where it gets really exciting.
Ah,
This is where we can let our imaginations run wild.
okay, let's hear it.
Imagine a future where autonomous cargo ships are navigating the seas powered by renewable energy and guided by artificial intelligence, or picture underwater data centers, harnessing the ocean's cooling power and connected to the world through fiber optic cables running along the seafloor.
Okay, now those sound like scenes from a science fiction movie.
Maybe not for long. Morocco, with its focus on innovation and its strategic location, could be at the forefront of these technological leaps. They're already showing a willingness to push boundaries, so who knows what they'll achieve in the next decade or two.
And with their commitment to sustainability, I could see them pioneering entirely new forms of eco-friendly shipping and port operations. It's exciting to think about the possibilities.
Absolutely, we could see biofuels, hydrogen-powered vessels, even wind-assisted propulsion systems becoming the norm in a future shaped by Morocco's maritime vision.
It's inspiring, but it also raises some important questions, doesn't it? I mean, with these
Yeah.
advancements come new challenges, the ethical implications of AI, the need for new regulatory frameworks for autonomous shipping, the potential environmental impacts of these new technologies. These are all things we need to think carefully about as we move forward.
You're absolutely right. Progress always comes with responsibility. We need to make sure that these technological advancements benefit humanity as a whole, and not just a select few. As Morocco continues its maritime journey, they'll need to navigate these ethical and social dilemmas with wisdom and foresight.
And it's not just up to Morocco, it's a global conversation we need to have. It requires international cooperation and a shared commitment to shaping a future where technological advancement goes hand in hand with sustainability and social responsibility.
Exactly, the future of maritime trade, and indeed the future of our planet, depends on our ability to work together, share knowledge, and find solutions that benefit us all.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Morocco's maritime rise is a story worth following closely. It's a story of ambition, innovation, and a determination to make a positive impact on the world.
And it's a story that reminds us that even as the world is changing at an unprecedented pace, there are nations and individuals who are stepping up to shape a brighter future for all of us.
That's a great point to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of Morocco's maritime sector. We hope you've enjoyed the journey and come away with a renewed sense of wonder about the interconnectedness of our world and the power of human ingenuity. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.